Good morning, this is Rich Nelson with Allendale. We have a special update for you. Today's date is January 10th of 2020. Now for today, we saw USDA release 4 separate reports covering all kinds of issues here that we need to discuss as far as these grain markets. Now, number one issue here, a lot of the trade had expected some declines in production to be posted from USDA from their December and November estimates to now January. USDA surprised the trade, though, with higher production. In terms of corn, USDA raised production by 179 million bushels to 13.692 billion. So that was a surprise to the trade. Soybeans also saw an increase in production of 8 million bushels to now 3.558. Now, a lot of our farm clients would strongly dispute these numbers. However, keep in mind this does fit in line with the other 4 late harvested years that USDA does have on file. And our records show very clearly USDA did raise production in those specific years on the January report, and also again later in the coming months as well. So though a lot of our trade will dispute the production numbers, we really don't have a big problem with them. It does follow USDA's general history. So we did see higher production, but that's actually not as bad as it could be. Countering this issue on the corn stocks. So USDA does give estimates of what's left over for the old crop supplies after 1 quarter of usage, which means December 1st. And those December 1st corn stocks were smaller than expected at 11.389 billion bushels. So even though USDA found a larger than expected production, this number implies that first quarter usage was much better than expected. And that means feed use. So USDA was very active in raising feed use on the balance sheet here for today. That's why corn stocks were lowered to 1.892 billion bushels. Keep in mind, this is a decline from 1.910. Now, the trade was expecting a drop in corn ending stocks to 1.757 billion. So yes, USDA did lower ending stocks for corn, but simply not as much as expected. On the soybean side, like we mentioned here, USDA did raise production. As far as the quarterly grain stocks, they found a little more than the trade was expecting to see left over as of December 1, 3.252 billion bushels. And we actually saw on the soybean side here no change in the ending stocks once it got down to the final balance sheet numbers, 475 million bushels. The trade was expecting a drop to 424. So again, on this discussion point, maybe not what the trade was hoping to see as far as soybeans. Over on the wheat end of things here, USDA, of course, did not touch the balance sheet as far as the production numbers here. And as far as first quarter, or as far as December 1st stocks, keep in mind wheat has a different marketing year that starts on June 1. These numbers as of December 1, of course, are simply a representation of usage after this specific quarter from September to December. USDA found 1.833 billion left over. That was a little less than the trade was expecting to see, which was 1.917. And USDA therefore lowered stocks in this case from 974 million bushels to 965. So bottom line for today's report, the trade will be disappointed that USDA didn't take some type of drastic cut to production. They will be disappointed that USDA actually raised production. However, on the corn side of things here, this grain stocks number did imply a very strong feed usage, which was shown on USDA's balance sheet here. So as far as markets go, we'll watch to see what this means. Also, Allendale will have quite a few comments after next week's signing ceremony for the Phase 1 deal. Any questions about markets, marketing, or how to trade in this specific environment, give Allendale a call, 1-800-262-7538.